So today is Superhero Sunday. I'm Sam the Miracle Man. I'm here every Sunday at noon. And today we're going to be talking about doubts. So we have to realize that we're all capable of miracles of transformations. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I do these live videos every Sunday. And on Monday night, I do readings with Lori, soul messages. So I do a short talk here, a little practice, because one thing to talk about it and intellectualize, it's another to have that direct experience. So after that direct experience, I take some questions, and then today I'm reading from the Buddha Wisdom deck. I'm really starting to resonate with this deck. It's a little bit of a tongue twister, some of the names of the goddesses, the gods, but it's all good. The messages are really profound. So today I want to talk about doubts. Let's see. So there's people joining in here. So there's Rishi. Hi, Rishi. Good to see you. Well, good to see your name anyway. All right. So today I want to talk about doubts. So where do doubts come from? That we have to realize that we're capable of all things, that we can do anything in the world. There's no limitations whatsoever. They're strictly up in our mental noise, this head trash. But one of the biggest things that steals our strength is the doubts. Sometimes the doubts come from overthinking, the mind playing the what if game. What if I do this? What if I do that? What about this? And you start getting all these different choices, and you look at all these choices, and get into like a thought paralysis of not making the right choice or afraid to make the wrong choice. Hey Dowie, thanks for joining. So that's what we really want to talk about with that doubt today, is to realize too many choices, overthinking. And another thing that's really becoming prevalent in this new pandemic is not trusting ourselves. Creates a lot of doubts. So we're getting a lot of information thrown at us, giving us additional information and saying, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do all these things. And that's creating some doubt, some confusion, because you don't really know if these things are for you. Because you have to realize that when things are coming out outside of us, that's not our truth. Hey, Rebecca, good to see you. Yeah, it's actually early in England for you, not after midnight. But I am doing some readings later, a Buddha Wisdom deck today. But that's what I really want to talk about is, these doubts. So some people here watching, how does doubt slow you down? What creates your doubt? Is it overthinking? Is it not trusting yourself, that belief? And then we're going to do a little practice to clear all this stuff out so you can really soar on your own wisdom, your own strength. Hey Josh, good to see you. Thanks for joining in. So I really want to make this more dynamic. I really would like to do Superheroes Sunday on a Zoom, but I don't think many people would see that. They would just see the recording. But I don't know if that's good or bad. So we can actually have dialogue, have a community, and have this discussion, but we have to realize discussion isn't the truth. Once again, it's intellectualizing. It's really about experiencing, having that deep experience, and that's what I do in these practices. Yeah, so when I do these small videos on doubt, I want to really expand that here, because in those videos, I'm not giving the practice, the embodiment of perfect spirit, of that soul, that consciousness that we are. Hey, Denise, lots of people here today, so like this video, share it out. Let's get that message out there that the doubts aren't real. They only exist up in here in this mental garbage, that head trash. Throw that out. Let's all be the superhero. Let's all be the perfect spirit. Let's soar with no limitations, that we can accomplish all things, that there's abundance at our fingertips, and simply the noise that's really slowing us down. Hey, Marlene, good to see you. If you like podcasts, go check out Marlene's podcast. I was on there. She talks about some great stuff about surviving trauma. Really good podcast there from Marlene. Yeah, it's that nagging inner voice saying you can't do this, you're not worthy. Who are you to make this choice? And this is where I was for over 30 years, thinking my doctors knew what was best for me. So I doubted what I was feeling. So whatever they tell me to do, I would do, but they never cured me, the doctors, because it wasn't my wisdom, it wasn't my insights. When I started to listen to myself, then I healed. And that's the big secret, is that we all have this wisdom. If we can just get this noise out of the way, that inner dialogue, and the voices of other people as well, especially all this media right now. You don't have a single source to trust. You got MSNBC saying one thing, CNN saying another, Fox News saying another, Newsmax saying another, AP saying one thing, Reuters, all these different sources. And it's like, who do you trust? It's like, don't trust what's outside of you. Trust with what's inside of you, within you. Out of this stillness, wisdom arises up. This is your lighthouse, that your soul never goes dark. The dark night of the soul is one of the greatest myths. It gives you an excuse, a complaint. Oh, it's just the dark night of the soul. No, it's head trash. You can throw that stuff out and you can really tap into your light. So let's dive into this practice. Then we'll do a Q&A, and then we'll do some reading. So let's maybe put some music on, which is really nice from Restream. I get some of the background music that won't get me banned. So let's do that. So if you're not familiar with any of my practices, there's no rules. There's no way to sit up. There's no way to hold your hands. There's no way to breathe. We simply suggest closing the eyes to remove the external stimulations. So we're just sitting here relaxing. Nothing to do, nothing to accomplish. We're letting go of yesterday, what happened an hour earlier, guessing what's going to happen an hour from now, what's going to happen tomorrow. We let the mind settle into this moment where all of our power is, to realize where you are sitting, that there's no separation between the speaker and the listener. It's all this one energy, this one perfect spirit, this one soul, this one consciousness. And we are the expression of this one consciousness, doing our very best in this moment, realizing that no one above is judging you, keeping score. We're letting all that stuff go. Just being in this place of peace, of contentment, where doubts don't live in the present moment. Doubts only live in the mental dialogue, the mental stories, this mental garbage. We're letting all this go. We don't even judge the inner dialogue. We just realize it's noise, it's distraction. We simply come back, and we come back, and we come back. No judgment, no criticism. Just being fully here in this moment. And it's a practice of coming back, because we can't stop the mind from thinking. Thinking is an indication that we're alive. If there's no brain activity, then the body isn't alive. But as long as you're inhabiting this body, there are going to be those thoughts, those stories, those doubts, those fears. We have to realize it's just a story. It's not the truth of who we are. The truth of who we are is that we're the witness, the observer of this human experience. And it's important to realize that it is just a human experience. But we're ultimately spiritual beings having this experience. So we're letting go of all this judgment, all this criticism, all this thought paralysis, taking our thoughts as the truth. The truth is silent. It's that silent inner knower within you that's not judging you, that's not criticizing you, just loving you. That's all Spirit is doing. Spirit is divine love, free of judgments, free of criticism, knowing that we are the one power. This will challenge you because your beliefs are rooted. We've always been taught the power is outside of us, but the power is within all of us, within all things. That we're all made of the same ingredients, the same energy. And this consciousness has an intelligence to it. It's that inner knower. And we want to live from the inner knower and not the thinker. The thinker is leading us astray, leading us into ditches. But we don't want to be too harsh with the thinker. That's what this mind simply does. We just want to notice and say, this isn't my truth. My truth is within me. My light is always shining bright, illuminating my path forward. And the path is not straight. You will go right, you will go left, you will go up, you will go down. Life is fluid. It's not static. The mind has the blinders on, thinking that there's only one way to do one thing. But Spirit knows there's infinite ways to do that one thing. So we open up to all these choices and allow Spirit to guide us, to nudge us into the direction that is best for us. And only you know what is best for you. Everyone outside of you is giving you an opinion. An opinion is not your truth. Any spoken words are not the absolute truth. For the absolute truth resides in stillness. And this is not a new invention. This has been known for thousands upon thousands of years. The truth that can be spoken is not the great truth, or the Tao that can be spoken is not the great Tao. But we're all doing our very best. We know we're doing our very best. There's a humble confidence within you that knows the way. It may say yes to people to be polite, but inside they're going a different way because they know there's no point to argue. Argue does not change opinions. You just lead through example, saying, follow me, follow me. But your light within you is saying, follow me, follow me. Just feel the power, the strength, the light within you. This divine love. Remembering who we are. That this body is temporary. It will fade away someday. But the energy within the consciousness will continue onward and may re-manifest into different forms. But the energy was never born, never dies. It just comes and goes into different forms. And we just feel this peace, this joy, this love for ourselves, our fellow humans, our fellow brothers and sisters. Sharing love, peace, joy. No one can take that from you. But this mind will try to steal your happiness, your joy, and others will fill you with fear and doubts. You just realize this is all noise. I don't need to attach to it. I just need to return home to my true self, perfect spirit, the superhero within me. This is my lighthouse, and I trust and live from my light. Now we want to slowly come back into this moment. Just keep coming back. We just want to come back and realize that we're alive, that all things are possible. But we don't want to get hung up in any kind of language. Meditating has stories attached to it. Healing has stories attached to it. Abundance has stories attached to it. Just realize when we're home with our light, our perfect spirit, there's just a synchronicity that happens. This peace is the true source of all transformation. Oh, hi, Ida. I haven't seen you for a very long time. How have you been? So I'm here if there's any questions. With some questions here, I'm pulling up the Buddha Wisdom deck. And I don't know how many cards are in here, but I haven't seen them all. I don't read the guidebook. This is cheating. This knows, trust that. Yeah. I don't know how many cards are in here. I don't know, there's a lot. Yes, fear does make us doubt ourselves. It's the stealer. It's a thief in the night. We don't even realize it. Oh, hey, Rebecca. I don't know if you're still around. If anybody wants a message, let me know. Rebecca, if you're here, I can give you a message before you go. Well, I'm here if there's no questions. I can just say your name if you like a reading, if you have any questions, and I'll pull something from the Buddha Wisdom deck, and we'll all be surprised about what's being said. Because I don't know. This comes from the deeper place within us. So I'm feeling this card for Ida. Let's take a look here for Ida. All right, I got the Karma Dakini here. Okay, this is the Karma Dakini. It's talking about focusing on our accomplishments and not seeing the lack. The mind's always saying, oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? This is say focus on what you can accomplish. Focus on you. Let go of your attachments to the outside world. And really come back into your light, your wisdom, your truth. So the Karma Dakini is just reminding you that you're looking too much outside yourself and comparison and judgment with others. Just focus on what you can accomplish, what you can do, and realize your strength, your power. Yes, Dali, our day is constantly saturated with thoughts, constant. And Josh is asking for a reading. I know Dali likes readings too, so I'll do Dali, then I'll do Josh. So what does Dali need to know? Okay, let's go here for Dali, then we'll do Josh. Then Christina. And I'll pull, hi Christina, I'll pull a card for you as well. All right, for Dali. All right, I got the Wisdom Goddess of 3 times. Okay. And basically what this card says, the writings of great beings have the voice of God within. We're going to go a little different with this, the Wisdom Goddess. It's all perfect. You are the Wisdom Goddess. We look outside of ourselves for the answers. But these true teachers always point us within, that we are the wisdom, that we are the wisdom God or goddess. The God is within us, because there's no separation from this one perfect spirit, this one consciousness. So just notice You're putting too much attention outside of yourself for your answers. This is reminding you of your own wisdom, your own insights, your own gut knowledge. You simply know that you know. And it's the mind with its doubts, with its stories, or even past experiences. Something didn't work out as expected. But you realize it's always a new moment. You can always restart right here, right now. You can always go back to this moment and start anew, start fresh, to manifest a new way forward. Oh, hi, Dana. All right, let me read for Josh now. And I'm just going to go through the list here. I just read everyone here, Josh. Let me shuffle the cards here a little bit. I'm feeling this card here for you, Josh. This one must come out. Oh, once again, I can't say the god name, but it's the enlightened sky dancer of the Kundalini. Okay, this is about the Kundalini. What ignites that fire within you? What gets you in a place of happiness, of joy? To realize that's when you're strongest. That's when you're really here in this moment. When you're happy, you're joyful, you're content. That's your power center. That ignites your power. So if you notice things that are zapping your energy, like a thief in the night stealing that, go back to that thing that makes you happy, joyful, content. That gets you aligned, synchronicity with the spirit within you, the Shakti within you. Realize that Kunda is the individualized form of Kundalini. But when Kundalini opens up and descends down as Prana Shakti. So we want to realize that we're just living from this energy, that we are energy. And if we're feeling low energy, it's telling you the mind's feeling kind of busy, occupied, overthinking. To do those things that bring you to the flow state, which makes you happy, joyful. Get in line with who you truly are. This is about alignment. And let's see what we else have. Let me see who else needs a reading. I would say it looks like Christina is next, then Dana, then Michelle. Okay, so Christina. Christina, you don't need to work on anything for your soul. Your soul is perfect. You are perfect, spirit. You don't need to work on your soul. You need to work on letting go of the head trash, the stories, the mental noise. But your soul is perfect. Your spirit is perfect. Let's pull a card on that and see what else wants to come through. Okay, you get the lion-headed Simba Mukti. Lion-headed Simba Mukti. Interesting. This card's always about it says old age brings wisdom and fierce certainty. We have to realize we don't need old age to have certainty. We simply need to let go of all the stories that we've been taught and all the beliefs people have tried to instill within us. That it's just a practice of detachment. There's the story. Let me return home. Return home. Return home. So if there's any soul work, just returning home. Like, are you aware that you're sitting? What did a Buddha say on this? Let me tap in. I know the Buddha says something specifically with this and feeling. When asked what monks do, we sit, we eat, we walk. We sit. Do you know where you're sitting? Do you know that you're walking? Do you know that you're eating? We're usually not aware of this moment. So it's always about returning home. Let's see. So for Dana now, let me see. Okay, let's see what I'm feeling for Dana. I'm here for questions too, if there's questions. I don't spend a lot of time here on Sundays, but I'd make sure everyone here gets the message. Let's see, Dana. What does Dana feel here? Okay, for Dana, let's take a look at Dana. The lotus-born one. A great teacher is a treasure. Seek to find one. Okay, the great teacher is a treasure. Seek to find one. A great teacher, if you will, if there is such a thing as a great teacher, is somebody that points you back to yourself. That ultimately you are your best teacher. And anything outside of you that isn't pointing back to you, you need to let that go. It's like when you ask Deepak Chopra a question. Sometimes we'll just say meditate. That will be his answer, meditate. He wants you to find that answer within you. So just notice where the mind's looking outside of itself for the answer. It's like, no, I just need to go within. Come back into this moment. And let's see, we got Michelle. I'll also read for Rob too. You're welcome, Christina. All right, so let's see okay, we'll do Michelle, then we'll do Rob. So if this is from Michelle. Michelle, don't know the goddess name. It's too much of a word salad for my English brain. Oh, but you're also getting the wisdom goddess of 3 times. The writings of great beings have the voice of God within. So we have to realize that we all have the voice of God within. That is the wisdom, the insights, those gut instincts from our soul, our consciousness, our perfect spirit, our superhero, whatever you wish to call it. So once again, maybe you're looking outside yourself for the answers, and you have these doubts, you have trust issues with trusting your own wisdom. And this isn't your fault. Don't judge, don't criticize yourself. It's part of the human condition that we've been taught not to trust yourself, to doubt our insights. And we see all this from all the fear programming that's out there. That they don't want to take a leap of faith in ourselves. Take that leap of faith in yourself, trust yourself, move to those insights. And that's what I'm feeling for Rob. So interesting for a Buddha wisdom deck, they're very externally focused. I think that's interesting. Because the Buddha was definitely not externally focused. So here we go for Rob. Since I know what Rob does, this is rather interesting. I pulled this card. Okay, this card is the Cremation Ground-Dwelling Tantric Master. The Cremation Ground-Dwelling Tantric Master. Be courageous. Anything life gives can be an inspiration. So let's tune into this card. So let's see all your experiences outside of yourself are just here to remind you of who you truly are, that you are connected to all these things. And you can transform those stories that you have about them. You can pretty much see the ground of being within them, that perfect spirit. And the mind's creating a story about that. Or if it's an individual, they're creating a story about that. It's about a lot of stories being created. They're just reminding you to look deeper for the teachings in those moments. That life is constantly giving us human experiences, challenging human experiences with a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. And this pain, this suffering drops away when we recognize the teaching in that moment and seeing that, I'm also that. My energy is also within this. That wherever perfect spirit is, I'm there. So everyone watching, I'm there with you. And likewise, you're here with me. We're all interconnected. There is no separation. Life is happening for our benefit. But can we see the beauty of this moment and the lesson in this moment? Okay, I think that's it for today. I'm not seeing anyone else watching. Uh, Welcome, Christina, Josh, Galway, Dana, Michelle, Rao. Oh, okay, this is a really good question. This is a deeper question. I like it. I'll bring it up. What happens when we fail to recognize our own intuition, our own insights? I will share from my own personal experience. When I stop, when I stop trusting and listening to myself, lessons will keep repeating over and over again. So if something keeps happening in your life, it's a sign that you're really not paying attention to what the universe is trying to teach you, if you will. So usually what happens when you're not listening to your intuition, a situation will keep repeating itself, but in different forms. I was getting sicker and sicker and sicker. I was going, from the bipolar to the migraines, to the psoriasis, to the psoriatic arthritis, to the MS. So I was ignoring my own wisdom and trusting the wisdom from my doctors, and I was getting sicker and sicker and sicker. But when I finally said, I need to listen to me, but then I can look back at this and say, health issues repeating over and over again, but they were getting worse. So maybe it's a repeating situation, and it may be getting worse, more challenging, more butting heads. That's what I'm getting an image like butting heads. The challenges get more like feisty, fiery. So that's what I'm feeling there. Let me go back to the okay. All right. So, all right. Anything else from today? And I will be live tomorrow night for soul messages. Usually between 8 and 8:30. We try for 8:15. Sometimes we go a little early. Sometimes we start a little late. There's no rules in life. We just start when we start. It's an approximate time. I'm just going to leave one last message this is for the group. What does society need to know as a whole? Okay. This is for society. Patron of the arts, creator of abundance, Kubera, be a creator of abundance. So society needs to see that we're the creators of our reality. If you're dwelling in the fear, life will give you more fear. You will manifest more fear, more things to be fearful of, more anxiety, more worry, more stress. The universe is always saying yes to us. So we have to realize that we are the creators of our reality. And the more we can stay in a happy, joyful place, the more we're aligned with spirit, and then we truly create the things that we truly desire. Good health, good finances, good relationships. Okay, so I think that's it for today. I'll see everyone tomorrow. Take good care of yourself. Bye for now. Just remember, you are the superhero.